AFL Nation for the Big Mac meal and cheeseburger for $5.95 at Macca's. And Liquorland, easy to shop with over 700 stores.
If you've just joined us, then welcome back to Marvel Stadium. Half-time and Essendon enjoying a 36-point lead, 9-7-61 to North Melbourne, 3-7-25. Our red energy expert is Liam Pickering. And Pickers, I've got a couple more to give you. The turning point of the first half for Foodworks. Shopping is easy at Foodworks. With 400 stores, there's one near you.
Yeah, it was probably the one I mentioned again before about the big moment, which was the McGrath goal, because, as I said, it was a real meandering second quarter, really. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, the McGrath goal...
It's a big word from you.
Oh, I can use the big words every now and then. Then, once McGrath got it, went McDonald tipping Woody, and then that Brown goal that he got the handball from
Bell Chambers.
Yep. And all of a sudden, the margin went from pretty even to it's sort of up to over 5 goals, you know. So all of a sudden, they've got some issues, North Melbourne, on the back of that.
Key matchups from the first half for Coates Hire. Let's make it happen.
Well, there's been a lot of midfield matchups. Overall, the midfield of Essendon well on top. The ruck battle's a beauty, because both Goldstein's been quite good for his team, but Bell Chambers has also been good, and he's marking inside 50. That was the mark.
Bit of a difference.
It has been. Yeah. And Goldie's missed a couple of opportunities that he must have thought he was a midfielder and tried to play on and snap instead of handball. And the North decision-making overall in the first half has been deplorable.
And stats for the Australian Building Company, home building made easy. And one of the stats, or the lack thereof, is standing out like the proverbial, isn't it?
Well, Jack Zeeble just 2 disposals in the half.
That's extraordinary.
At 50%. He's playing predominantly forward, but they might need to get him on the ball. They're trying to help him, play him forward to try and help out Ben Brown, who's been playing up the ground a bit more, but they need to probably get Zeeble into the game. He's very important for them. Mason Wood, just a 6 disposal, needs to lift as well.
Well, he should have 2 goals next to his name, to be honest.
Oh, absolutely.
Always easy up here, of course, but really, for a player of his quality, he should have got them.
No, they're pretty easy out there too, don't worry.
Okay.
Don't worry. He should have kicked both of them. They're 15 metres out directly in front. So let's not cut him any slack there. They were sodas. Both sides have missed them, but overall, the real lift needs to come from North Melbourne in and around the football. They need to start being a bit proactive here, because at the moment it's a reaction game they're playing, and it's not working because the Bombers put the foot right on their throat.
That is the thoughts of Liam Pickering, our red energy expert. Opening bounce for Tyre Power. Massive Easter sale catalogue is online now. It is at half-time Essendon 9-7-61. 6 goals in front of the Kangaroos, 3-7-25. Here is, to start proceedings in the third term, the one and the only, Sandy Roberts.
Thank you, Quarters. North not out of it, but by gee, they'd like the first couple of goals. If it goes the other way, you can shut the gate.
Which would be disappointing, Sandy, wouldn't it? It would be disappointing if...
Oh, my word.
You know, the build-up, the big crowd.
48,000. It's an absolutely magnificent crowd.
Great crowd, and a lot of North Melbourne supporters who come here full of hope today. At the moment, they're dishing up nothing.
Yeah, well, it's been a frustrating season for their supporters. They had 3 horror weeks, and beating Adelaide last week perhaps thought they'd turn the corner. And you're right, the sea of blue and white, it equals that of the red and black. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, ball use of North Melbourne needs to lift.
Bit of a delay here, Sandy, so while we're waiting for the ball to be bounced, don't forget that number for the Royal Children's Hospital appeal, the Good Friday appeal, 1-300
appeal. Yep. I'm sure people will respond, and come 11 o'clock tonight, we'll know if we've got another new record, if it surpasses the 18 million. But we're concerned here in the middle of Marvel Stadium. Bell Chambers up against Goldstein. Bell Chambers at the second attempt. Pushed off the ball as he got his kick. Cunnington got the hand pass out. Higgins has been quiet for Higgins. Cunnington goes again to Hall. Back to Cunnington. Tries to shrug the Shield tackle. Unsuccessful. Gee, Shields has had a very good game.
Been excellent.
His pace has been a problem.
He's a leading possession winner on the ground with 19.
The left footer's away. Going to Redmond, who goes wide to Merritt. Another left footer spearing it down towards half forward, and Brown back to Merritt once again. Some holding on is ignored. Look out. McDonald tipping Woody is clear. Here goes Waller. There go the Kangaroos. Boy, that was very average indeed, and everything just opened up for Waller, and he said, thank you very much. I now have 2. He needs 8 for that 10 that he was promising.
Well,
that was a worry.
That is a horrible start to the third quarter from North Melbourne, seriously. Oh, boy.
Quickly on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard. It's now 10-7-67 Pickers to North Melbourne 3-7-25.
Yeah, it's just, again, they allowed Zach Merritt to play on after getting the ball on the centre wing. Kicked it inboard. North plate defender there thinking he had all day. He was having a nice little stroll out there. We'll be okay. And all of a sudden ran down a course. Tipping Woody says, don't give me too many opportunities. I'm in red hot form at the moment. Just banged through his second.
AFL Nation for Macca's. Goldstein, nice tap to Anderson, to Higgins, to Hall on the Docklands wing, or the Medallion Club side wing. He's tackled as he kicked, so it was an ineffective kick. It's in dispute now on the wing. Wood attacks it well. Tried to get it to Anderson unsuccessfully. Ham, good quick hands for the first game. Got it to McKenna, the stringer. He tried to tap it back to Ham. Oops. Ball is still in play. Now it's over the line, and the umpire says, I'll throw it in front of the interchange gates. 2 minutes gone. In the third quarter, Essendon 10-7, North Melbourne 3-7.
Some Australian Building Company stats. 10-6 out of the middle, Essendon dominating, and another clearance around the
It was a beautiful tap from Bell Chambers to Heppel, who bangs one inside 50. It's a free kick for a hole.
Had to be.
Against Thompson, and the recipient is Brown for Essendon. And Mitch Brown should go back and kick his second for the /Twilight evening.
Yeah, you're nearly there. What time was sunset today? Yeah, nearly there.
Tell you what, it's black enough for North Melbourne.
It is, and it's a 45-degree angle, Sandy and Liam, and he'll be kicking from about 40 metres out at worst.
This is becoming a belting. It's becoming embarrassing for North Melbourne.
Mitch Brown has missed. 1 goal, 2 for Mitch Brown in this match to date. And on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard, it's Essendon 68, leading North Melbourne 25.
Back into play towards Mason Wood. May get a free kick for a bit of a nudge. Wasn't a lot in it. And Connor McKenna asking what was the problem. Wood short. Anderson tries to draw the player. Dumont under the pump. They're getting themselves into trouble. They're getting so good at doing that. Can they get out of this one? Mason Wood. McDonald.
Boy.
Tipping Wood. He cut across in front of him. And the young gun, Redmond from Millicent in South Australia, and Glenelg, a very, very good tackle. Dumont sets up the hand pass.
Oh, look at this.
Dropped it.
This is embarrassing now. This is really bad.
Dumont's having an absolute mare out there.
Sard gives it off. Essendon are doing at will. McKenna bounces his way inside 50, shoots towards goal, and that sums it up almost. Boy, the Bomber fans were rising as one until they could see it was just drifting off to the right. And another behind goes on the board. 10-9, plays 3-7.
North goes straight up the middle. Cunnington stood his ground, grabbed the footy, handballs back inside defensive 50, puts his teammates under the pump, but they're good enough to get out of it. Cunnington links up again. Now North have it in the middle. Handball comes out to Hall, who runs to half forward. No one home, so he bangs it long. Thumping kick hits the post. Nice kick from Hall, but unfortunately for him, just couldn't quite finish off the good work. 10-9, plays 3 goals, 8. The margin is 43 points.
Yeah, it's not good. All they're doing in this quarter, North Melbourne, is handballing.
I think the other thing, quarters, you've got to look at as far as North Melbourne is concerned, as Shield sends the Bombers on their way once again. 1 bounce through the middle, 2 bounce down to the half-forward line, a short pass in towards full forward. It's a poor kick, and it will head towards the boundary line. Dumont keeps it in play. Wright is there with him. Dumont goes to the outer side. That's going to be okay. A good mark taken by Atley. That was a good mark. Yeah, I was going to say, it's so important for North because the next 2 games they've got are Port Adelaide and Carlton. And here's another gimme goal, don't tell me. It is. That is just appalling.
I think that's Saratio.
It is, and he's now got 4.
That is, oh boy.
I think that we picked this to North Melbourne, I should say, staggering.
11-9, 75. North Melbourne are 3-8-26, and that is on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard. It's looking a little bit of a rabble in the blue and white.
Yeah, well, 6 of the 11 goals the Bombers have kicked have been directly from turnovers, so... Oh, dear.
There's a few heads down out there too, Liam.
Oh, there's been absolutely no leadership shown on that ground. Yeah, it's just... it's just preservation mode. You get the ball, handball backwards, flat-footed. That was Jamont again, who stood there and the ball just let it go around him and a bloke went around him and kicked the goal. Jamont's the leading possession winner. He's had 18 disposals, but boy, oh boy, this has been a horrible start in the third quarter for him.
75 plays 26. AFL Nation for Liquorland. Easy to shop with over 700 stores, and the Bombers surge forward again. McGrath's there. He's tackled by a couple of Kangaroos, and the umpire will come in and bounce.
Sean Higgins having a very ordinary day too.
Goldstein the tap to Cunnington, always trying. Kicks to half forward, Wood. He's dispossessed with a good Redmond tackle. He tries to find Shield by hand. He does. Got it to McGrath. Got it to McKenna. McKenna's going to switch to the Dockland side to Heppel. Can't quite take the sliding mark, but he's got time to recover. Gets it back to Redmond. Measures the kick. It's a good one to Parrish, who stood his ground, took a courageous mark at half forward. It's Darcy Parrish.
How many short leads on?
Goes to the pocket. Brown sets himself. Got both hands on the foot. He couldn't quite take the mark. Knocked away by Pittard. Now gets boot to ball, but only as far as Parrish. Oh, he spilt the beans. That was a bad miss. Turner kicks to half back. Mark taken by Zerha.
Zerha plays onto the outer side, finding the very quiet Higgins.
If you look at it straight away, immediately, look at this. Went back.
Going backwards.
Stop.
What are his stats, by the way?
Well, I'll get his
These
game
pickers.
stats. But I'll tell you in a second.
Excellent mark by Cale Hooker in the meantime. He goes short to Parrish, who this time holds this mark.
No.
But the kick is absolutely atrocious. Davies Uniacke takes it and goes short. That should result in a goal, but that was extraordinary. Scott has taken the mark. He's 30 metres out, almost directly in front.
Well, going back to your first point, now 14 disposals, but only 5 kicks. I mean, that tells you, again, Sean Higgins is at his best when he kicks the ball, carries the ball.
Yep.
He's had 74 metres gained. What's that telling you? In 14 disposals for a bloke of his ability. Just all back behind the ball.
Bailey Scott's kick, son of Robert, who was in North Melbourne's 96 premiership side.
Let me give you some of these
Misses.
metre gains statistics. Ben Cunnington said 18 disposals. How many metres gained do you reckon?
Oh, well, 380?
5.
What? 5 metres?
5 metres gained.
Bombers surge into attack again. Shield with great acceleration. A long kick to the 50. Whistle. It's a free kick going the other way. Must have run too far, I think.
That is an amazing stat for the Australian Building Company.
Now
amazing.
We know he handballs backwards a lot.
Yeah.
But 5 metres gained. I mean, he's had 4 kicks and 14 handballs. Jed Anderson just 18 metres gained, another handballer, 5 and 9.
That tells the story, doesn't it?
Well, it's
just too conservative, not taking the game on.
Essendon metres gained 3,800, North Melbourne 3,000. They're 800 metres in front of them by using the ball forward.
And we'll have a throw in at half forward on the City side of the ground. It is the Kangaroos into attack, but they trail by plenty. 75 Essendon, North Melbourne 27.
22-6 the play-ons for Marks, Essendon's way. I mean, it's telling you the game style they're both playing.
Goldstein taps to Anderson. He's tackled him to the ground by Parrish. Umpire showing some patience, and finally it comes out. McGrath handballs to Shield. How many for Shield now? Liam Pickering?
Yeah, well, he's got...
Backing it up.
No, he's got 23 now, but 615 metres gained.
Tarrant out Mark Danaher. He tried to switch to the Dockland side.
Ooh.
Not with too much success, and Essendon are going to get it back. Merritt's handball missed the target. Scott into the picture. Paddles. He's dispossessed by Myers. Myers did well. Then he has his kick smothered right in the middle of Marvel Stadium. Sard, good vision. Put the handball over to Parrish. His kick slews off the side of the boot. Play on is the call. Shield tries to clean up the mess made by Parrish. Now Sard into the picture again. He's got it. He's off. He dishes off the handball to the pace of McKenna. McKenna runs to 60. Oh, he's missed the target badly. He's put it right down the throat of Pittard, deep in defence for the Kangaroos.
Jeez. Some interesting disposal. He goes short laterally to McMillan. Short again to Dumont.
Take a wild guess what the next kick's going to go. From the back pocket we are at the moment.
Yeah, it'll go back to fullback. Well, to set a half-back. It is going to be okay. Atley's got it.
That was better. At least he's kicking.
Atley goes into the middle, puts Zerha under some pressure. He thought about Pittard. But now
Look
looks
at
to go.
this.
He's got space on the outer side, and they can use it. Turner gives it off to Pollock. Pollock gives it to Higgins. Higgins thought about going on with it. He couldn't. He just turned his back. He turned his back, didn't he?
There's a loose North Melbourne player with no one within 30 metres of him, and he ignored him.
This is because all Sean Higgins has done today is stop when he's got the ball. He, at his best, Sean Higgins gets it and keeps the ball in motion. Today has been a day about standing and doing nothing with it. And that's 74 metres gained in 15 disposals. I mean, it's telling you something.
He'd want to kick this after that. He's going to be kicking from just inside 50. The drop punt is on its way. It is wildly to the right and through for one behind. Their woes continue. 3 goals 10. 3 goals 10 on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard, as opposed to Essendon's 11-9-75.
Yeah, it's very disappointing. We've got a young North player there trying to get a finger back in. Didn't catch who that was, actually. Mitch Clear will be across it, though.
$6.5 million is the tally update in the Royal Children's Hospital Good Friday appeal. Here at Marvel Stadium, North had possession. Right, gone for holding the ball, though. It was a great tackle by McDonald, Tip and Woody. Bagley goes inboard with a brave kick, and it's come off. Essendon taking all the risks. Myers dishes off to Merritt. A long ball inside 50. Coming in to do the big piece of spoiling was Dumont. Did it well. Just left his man. Did the team thing. But it only goes as far as Fantasia, who gives it to McGrath. Sidesteps. Now kicks to the 50. And the sliding mark is taken by Ambrose, who will line up directly in front. He'll kick from about 52 metres out. Patrick Ambrose hasn't bothered the scorers so far this season, has 22 goals in his 72 games so far.
He's a really good athlete. A bit bigger than you think too, Ambrose.
So Patrick Ambrose, just looking at the clock, he's just kicking in time as it winds down to 30 seconds. So at the southern end of the ground, is good at directly in front, kicks from 52 metres. He's got the distance, and he's also got the accuracy. That was a superb kick. His first goal for the season. And this afternoon, the Bombers get their 12th, 12-9-81. North Melbourne 3-10-28. It's a blowout at Marvel Stadium in Good Friday football. 13 and a half gone in this third term on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard.
Not a Good Friday for the Roos.
No, it's not. It's a very disappointing way to play in front of probably the biggest crowd North have played in front of here in the best part of 3 or 4 years, I would think.
Let's go down to the boundary and join Mitch once again for Spitwater High Pressure Cleaners. Mitch, what have you got?
Well, it's not a Good Friday for Paul Ahern, Sandy. He's had that finger worked on for 3 or 4 minutes now. It's still not going back in. The doctor's having a bit of trouble. He's in quite a bit of pain, boundary side.
Thanks, Mitch. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure you will.
You didn't take advice from Sandy Rollins.
In the meantime, 12-9-81
that might have been
to North Melbourne 3-10. Goldstein, look at that. That was better to Cunnington. Off to the quiet Higgins. Tumbles a punt. The bounce. Well, Turner chanced his arm, and that's going to be okay. As Wood lets fly with a long bomb in towards full forward. That mark is paid to Zerha. Umpires just having a discussion.
with a bit of review.
What do you think, Pickers?
Well, then to see a better look than I did.
It's a mark. That is a mark, I reckon.
Well, Drinkwise score review taking place as we speak. Drinkwise, you won't miss a moment if you do Drinkwise.
It did bobble a little bit.
Yeah,
but I think it's probably
Mark, it's still inside the line. That's a mark for me.
I would think so. He's still in control of it.
Mind you, after what happened last night, who knows?
And the way North
just grab a raffle ticket.
Yeah, correct. The way their day's been, this will probably be disallowed. Oh dear. Well, fair to say they need this. Oh, big decision. Point.
Oh no.
It sums up their day.
It's a behind.
They're having a mare. It's hard to explain that.
Sandy's lost for words for once.
Well, I was wondering who had the mare, the score review or North Melbourne.
Well, both of them.
Danaher marks the kick in at halfback on the Medallion Club side. How have you seen his game, Liam Pickering?
Oh, he's been quiet as you expect. His first game back, just a 5 disposals. So
It's just great to see him out there.
yeah, it is. He's a good player.
Merritt kicks to half forward. His target was Parrish. He overcooked the kick. Fantasia overran it, but he's having a very good game with 4 goals. Essendon regain it. Hamble comes to Brown on the boundary. Tries to thread the eye of the needle! And that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the TAC help us towards 0 goal of the day. That was from the boundary line and went straight through the middle. Never looked like missing. Brown's got 2. And further salt into the kangaroo wound. 13-9-87, North Melbourne, 3-11-29. What's that? 58 points. And we've only gone 18 and a half in the third term.
No, it's an absolute belting.
It's a
here.
spifflication.
It is. And when Mitch Brown, who's missed him from straight in front all day, really, and the way they're playing and the way that North Day's going, one gets disallowed at the other end, and Mitch Brown's now slotting it from the boundary.
That summed up the day, didn't it?
No, it did, absolutely. Yeah. This sort of stuff happens. So, great kick by Brown. He's played quite well again this afternoon. He's a really improved player, actually, Mitch Brown.
48,000 crowd. I reckon another 10 minutes, Sandy, it might be down to about
30.
25.
Oh, I'd say so.
Yeah, they're leaving in their droves as Essendon rip it out of the middle once again, courtesy of Merritt down towards half forward. Ball spills free. An opportunity now for Ratio Fantasia. Swings round in an arc, goes with a left foot, a high ball. Danaher, Stringer, who do you like? Or Tom, Big Tom. They're all there. He plays on. He likes doing that. That's a little too fancy. McDonald tipping Woody in trouble in the pocket. Goes again close to the boundary line. A little bit of glare, Isaac.
Tom,
coming in. Tom, turnaround.
Now, listen here, Tom. You got away with it once.
You should never have tried it again.
No, I won't wait till the second time, big fella.
Left forward pocket. Essendon in attack. Threatening once again. Bell Chambers tries to sweep it from behind. He was successful. Brown gave it away. Hurried kick by Bell Chambers. Is through for one behind.
He's an improved player, Bell Chambers. His last couple of years have been pretty good. He looked like he wasn't quite going to get there, I reckon, early days. But he's starting to become a pretty important ruckman.
Free kick to Scott against Guelphy, who chopped his arms in the marking contest. Scott plays on. Handballs to Polek. On the Medallion Club wing, looks for Zeeble. Got rid of his opponent in Hurley, but the boundary line beats him. We'll have a throw in front of the interchange gates. Polek.
18 disposals for Polek. Yeah, not a real lot of influence from any of those North Melbourne
How many
numbers,
metres gained for Polek? You've been on that today?
No, he has a few, don't worry.
Good.
He's 414.
Yeah, that's good.
Benny Cunningham now in the negatives. He's -2.
Heppel kicks towards McDonald, Tip and Woody. Good spoil by Pittard. Overrunning it was McGrath. Back to Pittard again. Kicks towards Scott, but chipping in for the intercept mark is Ridley. And he goes back to the defensive 50 paint, and it's marked by Hurley. He goes back to half-back on the Medallion Club side, and taking the uncontested mark is the skipper, Dyson Heppel. Just
He's been good, Dyson Heppel, today.
barking out the orders, says I'm going to kick it long, and that's what he does.
Brown.
To a contest. Brown flies, can't mark. Back of the pack is right, handballs to Atley. He's going backwards, has to give it back to right, back to Atley on the boundary line. Oh, he's kicked it straight to Merritt. Merritt kicks it to Shield, takes the spectacular one-hander, gives it back to McGrath. McGrath, a long ball to the tip of the goal square. In there is McMillan. He's dispossessed by Bagley. He mightn't have had the footy.
Had to be a free.
Yeah, and it is. And the free kick to McMillan. So lucky let off there for the Kangaroos as the Bombers were surging forward once again.
From one pocket to the other, Pittard takes it from Sam Wright and promptly puts it out of bounds on the full.
This has been
Just one of those days, I'm afraid.
horrible football.
McDonald tipping Woody, brings it in. Heppel plays on, just gets his kick in time. Danaher again going a smidgen early. Brown shrugs one tackle, gets a kick and hits the post. He got out of that too easily too to be able to have a snap.
2 goals, 3 for Brown.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's actually 5 shots a goal, and he probably should have kicked 4.
And we're now out to a 10-goal margin. Can you believe? Hurley dropped what he should have taken. Atley ducks back into it, and Hurley's going to get a free kick. Yeah, 60 points the margin. Just 20 and a half minutes gone in this third term. Bombers again with the opportunity. Swinging round now and flicking it in towards McDonald. Tipping Woody. Couldn't take the mark. Ball spills free in the pocket. Heppel gives chase. He's under the pump. Loses it now. Out the back door comes Merritt to his ruckman. Big Tom. Oh, interesting, Thomas. Wanted to go onto the left and it missed his boot by a metre and a half.
A man's got to know his limitations.
I love it when the ruckman try and be a bit fancy. Have a look at that car sales replay. I mean, that's quite comical.
We'll give it one of the tackles of the day, though, for hip pocket, workwear and safety. But Hall has it now, just on the defensive side of centre for the Kangaroos.
Heading to left of your dial in the third term of the Kangaroos, or the northern end. Hall just goes short and sideways to the city side of the ground, to Polek. He measures the kick back to Hall, can't take the mark. Hurley gathers now for Essendon, handballs to McKenna, gives it backwards to Hooker. Hooker to Ridley, inside defensive 50, goes short. Oh, no! Disaster! Redmond overran it, Brown from point blank, and we need the Benny Hill music after that one, as Brown gets his first for the afternoon. And for that one, Liam Pickering, I have no words.
Wow, that was just a horrible kick by the Essendon defender across the face of goal, but right into the goal square. Missed his teammate North Melbourne style, really. That's what North were dishing up early, and in the second quarter in particular. And Benny Brown said, oh, thankfully I got an opportunity to have a possession inside 50. And by the way, thanks for the goal you've just gifted me.
Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard. We've been travelling 22.5 in the third quarter. Essendon 13-11-89. North Melbourne we've got a 4-11-35.
And Red Energy expert comments coming to you from Liam Pickering.
Oh, they might be back in this.
9 goals is the margin. Zerha coming for a run on the ball up against Bell Chambers, who gets it down to Heppel. He gets it to Guelphy, who runs into a brick wall. Somehow the Roos get it out the back door to Dumont. Dumont goes towards Brown again. Zeeble is there, but he's been desperately quiet. Close to the boundary line it goes. Picked up by Hurley. He gets a hurried kick to the half-back line. Polak is there, but he's caught. He's caught by young Ham, and he did a job. Well done, young man. And he's still going. Second effort is outstanding by Ham. Is he going to be rewarded by the umpire? No, he's not. But the Bombers will be as they go down to half forward. Pittard has it fisted away, close to the boundary line. And that gives time for the Bombers to get there, but not enough. And Zerha is able to take the mark. He's got Dumont screaming for it on this side of the ground. But I don't... No wonder the fans are bemused. Not so much bemused, perhaps stunned and disappointed would be better.
Free kick to the Kangaroos in defensive 50 for a chop of the arm. It's going to be taken by Wright. It was against Danaher. Oh, he's kicked to Tarrant, who just marks before it was going out on the full.
I think you go a long way to find a worse skilled team than North Melbourne at the moment, the way they've played today.
Tarrant in the back pocket. Kicks long. Dockland side of the ground. Zeeble did well. Handballs to Higgins, who runs into a dead end. Forced to go backwards to Turner, to Dumont, who now kicks in the middle nicely. That was a good spot up. To Ahern, to Zerha. And now he goes towards Brown, who's being held. Didn't matter anyway. Took a ripping one-hander. Lovely mark. A Glenn Cameron group can-do mark of the day. He was being held, but he still stuck up the right mitt and took it on the second bite. So Ben Brown for his second goal this quarter.
Fantastic mark, Benny Brown. Contested mark, one hand.
What do you reckon the run-up is here, Sandy?
A good 60 metres.
It'd be 60 metres.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I don't think I'd be able to kick it that far. Even in the heyday.
So Brown, he's starting on the Docklands wing. He'll come to within 45 metres from goal.
In about 5 minutes.
At the northern end. In he comes. And it is a shocker. It is a point. Way offline. Ben Brown, 1-1 for the afternoon. In fact, now I can officially say for the evening. Good evening. Because it's 6 on Good Friday.
It's been a long wait, quarters.
Took me a while, Sandy, but I finally got it right. 13-11-89, the Roos, 4-12-36 on the Makita Cordless Power Garden Range scoreboard.
So back into play after that behind. Stringer was a flyer, couldn't take the mark. McGrath had the opportunity, claimed by Tarrant, was Guelphy. He's taken to ground. The ball is held and there'll be a stoppage.
You're normally home from the news by this time, aren't you, Quarters?
Just getting the makeup off.
I was going to say, when the others start, you're home. You get the early jump. Channel 10.
Danaher having a run on the ball. Fraction early. Higgins, a rare disposal. Not a good kick. It bounces away from oncoming traffic and over the line.
Around the grounds for Chemist Warehouse, Sandy. Great savings every day. Full time, the Rabbitohs 14 have knocked over the Bulldogs 6. And of course, tonight at Amy Park, it's the grand final rematch between the Storm and the Roosters.
Going to be very interesting. Simpkin tried to get through heavy traffic. Dumont. And again, a promising thrust is Holden. Let's go down to the boundary line for Spitwater. Mitch, what have you got for us?
You might notice Anthony McDonald's been Woody's corked right thigh. He's had that strapped. He's on the bike. Wouldn't be surprised to see him rested for a bit of that last quarter with the 6-day break before Anzac Day.
Well, that's what they may do from here, I reckon. Good call, Mitch, because they've got such a lead now. I mean, a 9-goal lead. Provided they don't get 3 or 4 quick ones kicked against them, they can probably afford to be a bit conservative with a couple of their senior players or guys that may be a fraction sore.
Yeah, Myers.
Oh, geez, that's a good kick.
Spirals a punt kick down towards the half-forward line. McMillan is there. Kangas have got the numbers, and he should go across town. He does, to the run of Atley, who's got Tarrant running through the middle. Spears it in towards the centre, and Davies Uniacke takes the mark. Parrish minding him. He gets around him, however. Well, it still had an effect. Now Merritt gets dumped. Did he have the football? The umpire said yes. Uniacke goes again. He dropped it, and now they've lost it.
I'm not sure.
A free kick will go the way of Ridley.
I'm not sure. You shouldn't be penalised for the ball slipping out of your hand, should it? I know someone's still got to tackle you to be called holding the ball.
Ridley goes short. Shield. What's he had today? He had 28 disposals last week.
27 today so far, Sandy.
Yeah, well, he's surpassed that, Pickers. Thank you.
He's been excellent today. 8 inside 50s. Leading all comers in the inside 50 count.
The Sard lead is ignored. So it's Ridley to Guelphy. Hurley involved as well. Goes back to that player. Hurley has a good look. And he again goes laterally again, way over the other side. But a chance to run for Redmond. In towards Parrish. Parrish marks on centre wing. Looks down towards Heppel. He goes on to the left. The pass is a good one. And Stringer takes the mark.
That's almost a training drill, that one.
It was, in slow motion.
Yeah.
So Stringer, who's been
pretty quiet.
Relatively quiet. He kicked 1 goal 4 last week. He kicked a goal in the second quarter.
He's only had the 5 touches as well. So they're 2 main power forwards, if you like. 5 possessions each in Danaher and Stringer.
Well, he's got a chance to goal after the siren. He's going to be kicking from the umpire, just clarifying the mark.
It's the sort of goal he'll kick, you know.
And McMillan going back a few extra metres so he can come forward. He'll have to kick it from 52. The drop punt is on its way. It's going across the face of goal and will not trouble the scorer. But it matters not. It completes another fine quarter of football by the Bombers. They kicked 4 in that term, and they restricted North Melbourne to just 1. So at 3/4 time, it is Essendon 13-11-89, leading North Melbourne 4-12-36. This on AFL Nation.